You don't need 10,000 followers, a lot of followers, before you can advocate. Welcome to day 197 of our Supersize Your Business Annual Challenge. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. And the truth is, we think that we need X number of followers. It's usually 1 million or 10 million or 100,000 or 10,000, but it's always a really big number. And we think we need that many followers before our voice matters, before we're heard, before people pay any attention to us. And that's, a part of that's true, but not true. What's true about it is you don't need anything to get started except for the desire to share a message or communicate something that's important to you and your business with other people. And as soon as you do that, as soon as you take a stand, as soon as you share an opinion, a thought, a belief about your industry and your business, other people do hear that. And even if they're not commenting or following, or it feels like you're talking into the black void, the truth is people are always watching and always listening. To me, that's how I felt in the beginning when I first started making videos. And this is year 9. So it's been a while, right? Well over 3,090 days in a row I've been showing up and doing stuff for me. I started doing it for me. Why? Because I was scared to death to do it. Everybody is scared to get on video. Everybody is scared to do things that are new to them and outside their comfort zone. But it's by taking that action that we get the results and we move in the direction we want to go. The same is true for advocating or supporting or helping anyone or anything that is important to your business. I need to put my coffee down. I'm going to talk with my hands. I'm going to spill it all over. So your voice matters now. And I didn't always believe this. A platform and the size of our platform is not permission to speak up and use our voice. We automatically, as human beings, have the right to do that. We get to talk and share whatever we want, whenever we want, with whoever we want, however we want. And nobody outside of us is going to give us permission to do that. We need to give ourselves permission to take action and to show up and to do the things that we want to do and need to do and know we should and can and could do if we just took action. It's supposed to be about advocacy, and I hear myself talking more about get off your butt and just do it, because that's the truth. The truth of it is nobody's going to give us permission to be a leader. Nobody's going to give us permission to create the life we want. Frankly, there's more people who are going to tell us we can't do something and that we don't deserve it because they feel that way about themselves, not because it has anything to do with us. Advocacy builds authority. By taking a stand, having an opinion, showing up, and just saying the thing, and we're advocating for things that make a world a better place, please. Of course, everything I share, and it's a little scary sometimes, can be used for good, but it can also be used for evil. I've had a couple of things that I've said in the past. People turn around and use it for bad, nefarious things. Super frustrating. And that's why a lot of times I put the caveat on, if you don't want to make the world a better place, please don't listen to me. I don't want you to listen to me because I don't want to contribute to that in any way, shape, or form. One voice can make a difference. And this is what really got me speaking up, besides the nagging of my coaches and mentors a lot, was that you need to show up. You need to be yourself. You need to show up. People need to see you so that they know, like, and trust you, and they know what to expect from you. I think the number one thing that kills relationships, besides lack of communication, is, lack of communication, in that you don't share your expectations. You don't show up. You don't communicate what it is that you need, what you're here for, etc. And, it's kind of like people not asking for the sale in their business. If you've got something and somebody's standing in front of you and they're expressing, hey, I really need you to help me with this, to say no, you're not going to help them, or to not advocate for them, I think it's kind of cruel. If you're not going to offer them a solution, if you've got a solution, then why do you even have a solution? And I learned this a long time ago when I wasn't, and I've always been pretty much an advocator or a speaker-upper. And I remember that being reflected in my daughter was in grade school, and she always was supporting and speaking up to the teachers, etc., and the authority figures, and advocating for her friends. And that made me really proud, because I realized she got that from somewhere and she didn't get it from her dad. So I knew where it came from. All right. So what are we going to do about this today? What does this mean to you personally? I want to ask you a couple of questions. Are you waiting for permission to use your voice, speak up, and be seen and heard in your industry? Yes or no? If you need outside permission, I give you permission right now to be yourself, speak up, share your voice. It's some of the hardest things to do, but I started there because I thought it was important. In my industry, I would speak up against injustices and things that were just plain wrong because different businesses in the same industry were being treated very differently by actually government departments and officials and different rules and regulations. It turns out, and I suspected this, but I had it confirmed to me, the big companies in the industry were actually making the guidelines for places like the USDA, the Departments of Agriculture, OSHA, and organizations like that. Kind of like the pharmaceutical company, right? In the pharmaceutical industry, Big Pharma has all the money and supports the medical institute and the whole doctor situation and prescriptions and drugs and everything. And so they have well, I don't know if they do anymore because we've got a new person in charge, but in the olden days when I was running my businesses, the FDA, the USDA, OSHA, everybody was listening and just literally letting the biggest players in the industry write the policies and procedures. And so what that meant for somebody at my level in the industry, I was just a new, smaller business. We had to meet all of these guidelines that were designed for big companies that were cost prohibitive. And it was designed intentionally to reduce the competition. And I started speaking up about that and sharing about that, which made me kind of a thorn in people's side, but it also helped things to change in the industry. When there's injustices and things in our industry, it's up to us to speak up to the ones that matter to us and help to change them. Not just bitch and moan about them, but actually offer solutions and change and reforms to the things that aren't right in our lives, in our businesses, and in the world. It's up to each and every one of us as human beings, and part of the whole thing that makes the whole world go around. It's up to us to do that. And most people will be scared. I was scared sometimes. I was like, okay, well, these big guys might come after me and wipe my business off the map. Didn't happen, but we always have those fears and we need to address them and analyze, is this real? Or am I just using it as an excuse to not use my voice, to make my industry, my business, and the world a better place? I don't know about you, but that's always my driving purpose. So what are we going to do with this today? I challenge you to use your business platform to advocate, partner with a nonprofit, share something that you notice in your industry that you want to stand up for, either that you want to support or you want to say, hey guys, I think we need to rethink this. I think we need to look at this from a couple of different points of view and see if we're really doing what's best or not. If we're just doing what's best for our bottom line, which all businesses tend to do, but doesn't mean it's the only answer. Because sometimes if we take the long view, we'll make much better choices and decisions than if we're just short-term optimizing for everything. I have a belief that instead of optimizing things, we should be maximizing them. So once we're doing something that's working, we should go all in on that. When we find a problem or a challenge, we should go all in on getting rid of that, eliminating that as an issue in our business and in our life. All right, if I can help you in any way, you know what to do. Just reach out and ask. Otherwise, have an awesome day, and I will, of course, be with you tomorrow.